Everyone. Many times we hear the experts, the psychologists saying that we should trick our brain. We should be able to control our mind to become successful. All the great people do that. Fine, that's great. Now in this video, let's find out scientific method of doing it, whether it is really possible and what is this all about. So trick your brain to succeed. Now it's very common, like if somebody is a freak of playing video games, he will be playing it for hours and hours. If you like to browse and to spend time on social media like Facebook, Instagram, you can do it for hours and hours without getting bored, without getting tired. Of course, people will be criticizing you for that, parents will be complaining about that. You feel bad, you want to control that habit, but you will not able to. You will be doing it again and again. Why? Because scientifically it is proven that any activity which you can do for hours and hours without getting bored, without getting tired, without watching time, is because when you do that activity, right? For example, like playing a PUBG game, you play it for hours and hours because when you do that, according to your sensibility, you are liking it because when you are doing that, it is releasing a pleasure hormone called as dopamine. Yes, this video is all about this hormone. This pleasure hormone is called as dopamine, which continuously our brain gets released in our brain, and it gives us pleasure. It's the same thing like when somebody likes a photo, somebody gives a comment. Next time we want to post a better photo, better picture to get a better comment and many likes, because it is again released to link you to this pleasure hormone. Any activity which is giving you pleasure. The same thing goes with somebody driving a vehicle fast, going for a long drive, somebody watching movies for hours and hours. All this is absolutely scientifically proven that this dopamine, the level of, how the much the dopamine gets released, the much pleasure you feel. Now the problem is, for example, a person who likes to play PUBG, early morning when he wakes up and he plays it for 1-2 hours, and the dopamine is releasing in high content and he's having high pleasure. After that, if you say him to stop that and to do a particular work, like to do an online class, he will do that, but what we call the dopamine level which is getting released now when he is doing this online class or maybe reading a book does not match to the activity which he was doing it with his choice. So that's the problem. People get bored and people feel uninterested and they feel that they are doing it by force, not by choice. Now how, when we understand the problem, obviously we can find a better solution. So the best thing is to identify your biggest pleasures, right? Like playing PUBG, like going for a long drive or anything. And when you identify them, the best thing is to control or avoid them periodically. Like for once in a week, if you can stop yourself from doing that activity which is releasing high level of dopamine, and if you can control that, definitely it is scientifically proven that the next time when you do a different activity, you will start feeling pleasure in that also. That's the main point. So how to avoid them? Periodically, because if someone asks you to shut it up, you cannot. If someone asks you to quit it suddenly, you cannot. But maybe by keeping some time constraint, like first 1 hour, then 2 hours, not touching a mobile phone at least till 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. then I will touch it, etc., etc. So this you should, according to your limitations, you should periodically avoid that, so that you are controlling this dopamine level to get released in a high levels, in high dosage. Then uninteresting first and interesting later. That's a great trick. Most of them, like the students or everyone, what we do is we feel that, okay, let's watch a movie first, I'll get relaxed, then I'll start studying. Or I'll watch my favorite serial and what a web series or etc. Then I'll start doing this activity, because for this activity I need to write an assignment, I need an effort, I need some strain. All this strain, effort, hard work are self-claimed words. It's again linked to what is giving you pleasure, what is not giving you pleasure. So obviously think logically now, as the theory is so clear. When you are first actually watching a web series, it is giving you high level of dopamine, and then you are starting studying for your exam. It is not releasing the same amount of dopamine. How can you do it for a long time? Not possible. So what is uninteresting according to you, you should do it first. Yes, then obviously for better pleasure, you can do the watching your movie or whatever it later. So this is how you need to balance the dopamine levels, so that to an extent when you are highly addicted to your hobbies, whatever you do later, it feels very boring and it feels uninterested to you. So it is completely, you can do a lot of research on this. Even this video, I have read so many articles and I am giving you this information. The bottom line is very simple: to identify our biggest pleasures and try to control them, avoid them periodically, and to do the other activities which are also important, which you feel are not interesting, but slowly when you do them and when you control this dopamine levels, those activities also will start giving you pleasure. So thank you for watching.